What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Lollipops to Die For. I'm your host, Stephanie, and this is my co-host,
Simona.
And together we are talking about the curse of the Cecil Hotel, most particularly Elisa Lam.
Oh, yeah. On February 19, 2013, the body of Canadian tourist Elisa Lam, born Lam Hoy, was recovered from a large cistern on top the stay of Main Hotel in downtown Los Angeles, where she had been a guest. She was last seen alive on January 31st and was reported missing by her parents on February 8th. Her body was discovered by a hotel maintenance worker investigating complaints of flooding and low water pressure. Interest in Lam's disappearance increased on February 13 when the Los Angeles Police Department released security camera footage on her behavior. She was walking erratically in the hotel elevator on the day she was last seen. The video went viral, and while an autopsy was performed on February 21st, the autopsy was found inconclusive in determining the manner in which her cause of death happened. So, in the end, this was ruled as a death by accident, with bipolar disorder being a significant contributing factor.
Lam, the daughter of immigrants from Hong Kong, was a student at the University of British Columbia, although she was not registered at the beginning of 2013. The stay on Main, also known as the Cecil Hotel, where Lam was last seen alive. In mid-2010, Lam began a blog named Ether Fields on Blogspot. Over the next 2 years, she posted pictures of the models in fashionable clothing and accounts of her life, particularly her struggle with mental illness. In January 2012 blog post, Lam laminated that a relapse at the start of her current school term had forced her to drop several classes, leaving her feeling so utterly directionless and lost. She titled her post, "You're always haunted by the idea you're wasting your life," after a quotation from the novelist Chuck Palahniuk. She used that quote as an epigraph for her blog. Lam worried that her transcript would look suspicious with so many withdrawals and that it would result in her being unable to continue her studies and attend graduate school.
Well, in the end, Lam had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. She had been prescribed several medications for her mental health issues, very heavy medication. And according to her family, who reportedly kept her mental illness private, Lam had a history of suicidal ideations or attempts. Although one report claimed that she had previously gone missing for a brief period. She also had a history of not taking her bipolar medication, and as a result, on several occasions, suffered hallucinations that would cause her to hide under her bed for refuge. And of course, she was hospitalized at least once for one of these episodes.
For her trip to California, Lam traveled alone on Amtrak and intercity buses. She visited the San Diego Zoo and posted photos taken on social media. On January 26, she arrived in Los Angeles. After 2 days, she checked into the Cecil Hotel near downtown Skid Row. Lam was initially assigned a shared room on the hotel's 5th floor. However, her roommates complained about what the hotel's lawyer would later describe as a certain odd behavior, and Lam was moved to a room of her own after 2 days. And that's according to Amy Price, the manager of the Cecil Hotel at the time, and the stay on Main at the time of Lam's disappearance. Lam was leaving notes for her roommates that said, "Go home and go away," and will lock the door to the room and require a password for entry. A few days before her disappearance, Lam attended a live taping of Conan in Burbank, but was escorted off the premises by security due to disruptive behavior.
So she was losing it for sure.
Yeah, she was.
Lam contacted her parents in British Columbia while traveling up until the day she disappeared. On January 31st, 2013, the day she was scheduled to check out of Cecil and leave for Santa Cruz, her parents did not hear from her and called the LAPD. Her family also flew to Los Angeles to help with the search. So her hotel staff who saw Lam that day said she was not alone. This is one weird item of the day. Outside the hotel, Katie Orphan, manager of the last bookstore, was the only person that recalled seeing her that day. She was outgoing, very lively, very friendly, while getting gifts to take home to her family, Orphan said. She was also talking about what book she was getting and whether or not she was getting what she was getting would be too heavy for her to carry while she traveled. Which was pretty normal when you're leaving a hotel.
Yeah, true. So the police had searched the hotel to the extent that they legally could, and they searched Lam's room and had dogs go through the building, including the rooftop. But the dogs were unsuccessful in detecting her scent. But we didn't search every room, Sergeant Rudy Lopez said later. We could only do that if we had probable cause to believe a crime had been actually committed. On February 6, a week after Lam had last been seen, the LAPD decided more help was needed, and flyers with her image were posted in the neighborhood and online. It brought the case to the public's attention through the media. The elevator video to the point where Lam leaves without returning. On February 13th, another week with no sign of Lam, the LAPD released a video of her last known sighting of her taken in one of the Cecil elevators by a video surveillance camera on January 31st. In approximately 2.5 minutes of footage, Lam alone makes unusual moves and gestures. She appears to press every button on the elevator panel, peers into the hallway, then leaves the elevator at one point where its doors remain open. When the doors fail to close after she returns, she leaves the doors closed later.
So it had begun. So the video drew worldwide interest in the case due to Lam's strange behavior. But the video itself later on proved to be kind of telltale. And it has been extensively analyzed as a video and tried to prove that it was fake or not. It was reported widely, including on the Chinese video sharing site Youku, where it accumulated 3 million views and 40,000 comments in just 10 days. So everybody was after her. Several theories emerged to explain her actions. One was that Lam was trying to get the elevator car to move in order to escape from someone who was pursuing her. But she was alone in the video. So others suggested that she might be under the influence of ecstasy or some kind of other party drug, but none was detected in her body. When her bipolar disorder became known, the theory that she was having a psychotic episode also emerged. Which makes more sense.
Yeah. Other viewers argued that the video had been tampered with before being made public. Besides the obscuring of the timestamp, they claimed parts had been slowed down and nearly a minute of footage had been removed. This could have been done to protect the identity of someone who otherwise would be in the video, either related or not to the disappearance. And when they discovered the body during the search for Lam, guests at the hotel began complaining about the low water pressure. Some later claimed that the water was colored black and had an unusual taste. On the morning of February 19th, Santiago Lopez, a hotel maintenance worker, found Lam's body in the one of 4 1,000-gallon tanks located on the roof, providing water to the guest rooms, a kitchen, and coffee shop. Through the open hatch, he saw Lam lying face up in the water. The tank was drained to cut open since its maintenance hatch was too small to accommodate equipment needed to remove Lam's body.
On February 21st, the LA coroner's office issued a finding of accidental drowning with bipolar disorder of a significant factor. The full coroner's report released in June stated that Lam's body had been found naked. Clothing similar to what she was wearing in the elevator video was floating in the water, coated with a sand-like particulates. Her watch and room key were also found with her. Lamb's body was moderately decomposed and bloated, which makes sense if you're staying in water. It was mostly greenish with some marbling evident on the abdomen and skin separation evident. There was no evidence of physical trauma, sexual assault, or suicide. Toxicology tests show traces consistent with prescription medication found among her belongings, plus non-prescription drugs such as Sinutab and ibuprofen. A very small quantity of alcohol, about 0.02, was present, but no other recreational drugs. Investigators and experts have, however, noted that the concentrations of the prescribed drugs in her system indicated that she was under medication or had stopped taking her medications recently.
So the thing is, with her, some say that, somebody had killed her and put her in there. And some say that maybe she fell in there and drowned. Others say maybe it was paranormal because there's so much dark history with the hotel.
Which one do you believe?
I don't think they'll ever know. I don't know. I really don't know. Obviously, she had mental illness, but that doesn't mean somebody didn't deliberately kill her and throw her in the water tank.
True.
Try to hide the body.
The creepiest part is, that's what creeped me out when I heard the story. Her being in that water tank from where all water from that hotel
right, and everybody was drinking and taking a shower and drinking their coffee and making food with it.
Creepy. Thank God. I would have been marked for life if I even knew that I drank the water that was a body.
Yeah, that could happen here.
I know, but that's why I would, my next question would be to anywhere I would live, where is the water heater?
Yeah, right, make sure no animal or anything gets in there.
Right,
because you never know.
But
you never know.
From, looking at the evidence, yes, bipolar disorder, if you stop taking your meds, you do hallucinate, and you do go to...
And she could have fell in.
Yeah, she could have
legitimately drowned, couldn't get out.
Right. And she had signs, like the fact that she was behaving weirdly with her roommates and all that stuff. You could, but like you said, there's such an extensive history of that hotel. You never know what could have happened.
Right.
We'll never know even now. It would be nice to be able to ask her, what happened to you?
I know, right? Well, maybe we should do that.
I know,
maybe we should have a live Lollipop seance.
I know. And channel Elisa Lam.
Channel her and find out.
Right.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and always remember, the truth is always scarier. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.